AMC's Q3 2025 earnings. The focus is definitely on that huge $1.3 billion revenue number and how they just, crushed expectations.
Absolutely. And those numbers are, they're stellar. But to make them really land with an audience, we have to talk about the elephant in the room.
Right. The perception that the whole industry is struggling.
Exactly.
So that's our first point. To really elevate the impact of that $1.3 billion beat, you have to acknowledge the negative context the company's operating in.
Yeah, because the current script almost dismisses it, It talks about the mainstream focus on negatives and that, paradoxically, it makes the victory feel a little smaller.
It sort of preaches to the choir.
It does. So the suggestion is to reframe it. Treat it like a strategic argument. Acknowledge those industry headwinds right at the start.
Not to agree with them, but to set the stage.
Precisely. To show just how significant AMC's outperformance really is.
So instead of just saying the North American box office was down 11% as a side note,
you lead with it. You say, look, the market was down 11%. That's the challenge. And then you hit them with the rebuttal. The $1.3 billion in total revenue, which was a 6.3% beat, and that massive 24% domestic market share.
So the bad news becomes the setup for the knockout punch.
You're fighting the perception with their own data. It's way more powerful.
Okay, that structure is so much stronger. Now let's shift to the profitability side. I think synthesizing the operational data with the EBITDA numbers would really strengthen the argument's causal link.
I completely agree. Right now, the script presents these two amazing but separate facts. You've got the record-breaking customer spending here,
the 12.25 on admissions and 7.74 on concessions.
Right. And then way over here, you have the incredible $122.2 million adjusted EBITDA beat. They need to feel like one single story.
So the audience is seeing impressive stats, but not necessarily connecting them. They don't see the engine.
That's it, exactly. The suggestion is to explicitly connect them. Show how that record spending per person is the direct operational driver for that massive profit beat.
Make it a cause and effect thing?
Yes. Frame that all-time record admissions revenue and that near-record concessions number as the input that created the output. It's the mechanism that generated that $122.2 million figure.
And that validates the company's whole pricing and experience strategy right there.
Instantly. It turns correlation into causation for the viewer. It's no longer just a surprise, it's the result of a plan.
I love that. Okay, final point. The institutional buying segment. It's compelling, but the big money angle needs a little more analysis of the intent behind the buys.
It's so easy to just list the numbers, and they're great numbers. Vanguard adding almost 6 million shares, UBS with over 22 million.
It's definitely eye-catching.
But it doesn't quite prove that this is smart money loading up for the long haul. It just proves they bought shares. We don't know why.
That's the missing piece. Is this just portfolio balancing, or is it a sign of real conviction?
Right. And the suggestion isn't to get bogged down in technical details. It's just to add a layer of strategic context. Take that massive UBS buy, the 22.6 million shares.
Yeah, that number jumps off the page.
So the script should help the viewer understand what that means. Did that purchase represent a monumental increase in their total stake, or was it a hedging play? Answering that question is what makes the number meaningful.
It's the difference between a transaction and a statement.
Exactly. It makes it clear why this specific buying spree signals long-term confidence. That's what gives it persuasive impact.
Okay, that makes the whole segment so much more credible. So to quickly recap for the listener. First, use the industry negatives as a launchpad to make the positive numbers feel like a true victory.
Second, make sure to explicitly link the record customer spending to that stunning EBITDA beat. Show the cause and effect.
And third, with the institutional buying, dig just one level deeper. Provide that strategic context to show intent, not just transactions.
Implement those changes, and the power of these numbers becomes just undeniable.
We're excited to see the revised version. Send it back our way for another look.